Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to bring in the ball and we're also going to be introducing some standing work. So when you're ready, we'll get started. We're just going to start off standing in the center of our mat and we're going to have a little external rotation of your toes. Your feet are going to be a little bit wider than your hip distance apart, and we'll start here. That ball is going to go in between your palms. And throughout the workout, I want you to think about not gripping on your ball tight, but just pressing your palm into your ball. One thing that's important with the Pilates balls is that they don't have to be fully inflated. You can have a little bit of the air out of them so that you can get more balance with them. So let's start off with that ball right in between the hips. And we're going to inhale, take a breath in, exhale out through the mouth. On this next one, when you inhale, you're going to bend your knees, let them go out over the toes, and send that ball right in front of your chest. And then exhale will come up to standing. So inhale, knees go out over the toes, exhale up to standing. And we're going to be here for 6 and 5. A nice flat back when you go into these plies or squats, if you want to call them. I like to call them plies. We're going to do 2 more. Make sure that you're breathing. And then we'll come up to standing. We're going to pause here and we're going to add on to it a little bit. So now we're going to add on a little lift of the ankles at the bottom. So we'll come down into our little squat or plie. You're going to lift your right ankle, lower it down. So we're holding it here. You want to have a little bit of pressure into your ball. That's going to engage the core. Left and right. Let's do 2 more on each side. And relax your shoulders down from your ears. Last one. We'll come all the way up to standing. I'm just going to turn so you can see me, and you can also turn on your mat as well. We're going to go into some lunges. So we'll stand maybe towards the upper edge of our mat or a little bit higher than center. You're going to hold that ball into the chest. Right leg is going to stay planted onto the floor. The left is going to be the one that's stepping back. So step your left leg back, coming back up to center. Inhale down, exhale up. Good. One more. Come back to center. We're going to add in the ball. So we'll start with the long arms nice and long, down in between the thighs again. We're going to add an overhead extension of the arms. So we'll lower down and reach. Inhale down, exhale up. 3 more. Last 2. Last one. Come back to center. We're going to add on to that a little bit. So we'll step that left leg back. We're going to come down into our squat with the arms overhead. Tailbone is under, abs are in. We're going to lower and lift the arms. 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, last 1. Coming back up to center, pedal it out, and then we'll switch over to the other side. So we'll start with the ball in first, and we'll do those 6 without any arm movements. So left foot is planted down. We're going to step the right foot back. And we make sure we're breathing here for these last 3. 2 more. Last one. Nice. Come up to center, relax the arms, and we're going to go into that overhead extension of the arms. So as we step back, we reach up overhead. For your last 4. Last 3. 2 more. And last one. Perfect. Come up to center, relax your legs. Take a little pedal, and we're going to do our last one, which is that overhead lift. So we'll come back into our lunge, hold it here. We're going to lift and lower for 6. Draw those abs in. 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Perfect. Come up to center. You can pedal the feet out. Give yourself a little stretch. And then we're going to step to the back edge of our mat. I'm going to take the ball. I'm just going to place it in between my thighs. Now your feet are going to be separated a little bit wider than your hips distance apart. And then from here, we're going to take a nice deep breath in. Reach up overhead. As you exhale, you're going to just let your head fold down to your toes. Relax the spine, relax the head. You can even sway the hips left to right. And then we're going to restack the spine, and we'll do that again right here in that same movement. Take an inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale to fold down. And then we restack the spine through the center. Nice. We're going to add on a little more to this last one. Reach up overhead. Round the spine. You're going to bring the hands onto the mat. If you need to bend your knees to bring the hands onto the mat because those hamstrings are a little tight, you can do that. And then we're going to walk the hands out until we're in our high plank. And then from here, we're going to take the hips up into that pike. Inhale in. And we're going to exhale, shoot the hips forward into that plank. Draw your belly in. 2 more. Inhale up to a pike. Exhale forward into a plank. Last one. We'll come forward into our plank, and then we're just going to let the knees drop down. And then from here, I just want you to bring your palms right under your shoulders so you're in perfect position, and then move the hips around so that you can find nice comfortable hip placement. Knees go right under the hips, and we're going to have our toes tucked right beneath so that we can press them into the mat. Now take a breath in. We're going to draw the abs up and in, and then as you breathe in, we're going to lift the knees to hover off the mat. Take a breath in and out there, and then lower it down. Good. So we're going to do that a couple times, but now we're just going to be tapping the knees onto the mat. So let's try that out. Lift and lower. Just a tap. Lift and lower. Keep those abs in for 4. Last 3. 2 more. Last 1. Good. Bring your knees in. If in between you just need to sit back onto your heels, so give your wrists a little break, you can. But let's come back over top. Hold it here. This is where we're going to activate that ball a little bit. So we're going to lift the knees to hover. Hold it here. And we're going to squeeze the ball in between the thighs for little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send the knees down. Give yourself a little hip sway. And we'll do one more thing here in this position with that ball in between the thighs. So now we're going to add a little rotation, and we have some options here. So we'll start off in the modified version where we just lift the knees and we're going to curl both knees to the right, back to the center. That's your modified version. Now to add on, you can add a little bit of a lift of your palm all the way up to the ceiling. So I'll show you what that is. So we're going to lift the knees up, twist, reach up to the ceiling, take it back down. If you want to keep the knees up, you can. Twist over to the left. Let's do one more to each side. Last one. We'll come back to the center, bring the knees down, take the ball out here for a second. We can bring it to the front and just take a little stretch, reaching that ball away. And then we're going to come into our quadruped and we're going to go into some glute work. All right, we're going to take the ball and place it right between our right calf and our right thigh. And we're going to stay up on all fours, press through our palms so we're not collapsing the shoulders. And you can have your left toes either flat or tucked under, whichever one you feel more stable with. We're going to take that right knee and lift it off the mat, squeeze the glutes. So we're here for our donkey kicks. Press it up. Inhale, pull it down. You can see I'm keeping the abs in and a nice flat back for these next 5. Last 4. 3 more. Last 2. And last 1. Good. Bring that knee down. Let's add on to it a little bit. We're going to take it out to the side now. So for a fire hydrant, lift that knee off the mat. We're going to open and close. We got 6 more. Make sure you're breathing here for your last 4. And 3. 2 more. And last 1. Good. Go ahead and take that ball out. We're going to place it right beneath your right palm, and you're going to take your left forearm and bring it down to the mat. Now, something to keep in mind here is that you don't collapse in your shoulders, but you keep those abs up and in. We're going to take this right leg and lift it off of the mat, stretch it back, point your toe. Pull the knee in and stretch it back. Draw the knee in and stretch it back. Good. 5 more. Last 3. 2 more. Last 1. Good. Let's stay here. We're going to lower and lift that leg. So keep pressing through so you're not collapsing the shoulder blades. Draw those abs up and in. We're going to squeeze the glute to lift. 6 more. So you squeeze and lift for your last 4. 3. 2 more. Last 1. Draw it in. Good. Sit your hips back. Give yourself a little stretch on this side. And then let's take it over to the other side. So we'll place the ball right in between the calf and the thigh. Remember, we want those knees to be hip distance apart, pressing through the palms. Let's go right into our fire hydrants for 8. 6 more as you squeeze the glute. Nice. Last 4. 3 more. We've got 2. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Last 1. Good. Go ahead and pull it in. We're going to go into those fire hydrants. We're going to be opening out to the side. Open and close. Try to keep your hips stable, not leaning too much into that right hip for the last 4 here. 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Go ahead and take that ball out and let's go into those kickbacks. So we're going to place that ball under the left palm now. Forearm's going to be down. Remember, we don't want to collapse into the ribs. So we're going to keep that chest up, keep that belly up nice and tight. Nice flat back. We're going to take that left leg out and then pull it in. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, pull. Good. Last 4. 3 more here. Last 2. And last 1. Nice. Pull it in. And then let's do our last exercise here, which is that lower and lift. So we're going to stretch the left leg out, point the toe, and we're going to squeeze the glute to lift and lower. We're going to do 6 more here on this side. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale, lower. Nice. Last 4. 3. We've got 2 more. Last 1. Good. Bring that leg in and give yourself a little stretch. Roll that ball away for your stretch. And then let's come into center. We're going to do some core work here lying on our back. So we're going to take the ball and we're going to place it right in between the thighs for this. And then you can just round all the way down and back till you're on your back here, nice and flat. And then the ball is going to stay right in between the thighs. Make sure it's not on your kneecaps. And you're just going to press your feet down into the floor to start. We're going to bring those hands, interlace them behind the head, and let's just work on our chest lift here. So remember, you're curling up towards your thighs and not towards the ceiling so that you're not over engaging the neck. So let's take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to curl, draw your abs in, curl up. Good. We're just going to do 6 like that. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, lower back down. Good. We've got 4 more. Last 3. 2 more. And last one. Nice. Go ahead and relax your head and chest all the way down. Bring your palms to press into the mat. Let's float the legs up into a tabletop. You're going to point your toes away and down towards the floor. This movement's going to come from your hip, so the knee stays in position. But from the hip, we're going to lower the toes down like we're dipping them into a pool and then lift. So inhale as you lower down, keeping your abs in. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower down. And lift. Good. 4 more. Last 3. 2 more. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Last one. Good. Go ahead and relax here. We're going to take the ball and now place it in between the shins and pause here. Good. All right. So now let's try to imprint that spine into the mat. We're going to bring our legs into tabletop, and this is where we're going to add our double leg stretch. So you can either have the hands pressing into the mat, or if you want to take it up a notch, you can curl the head, neck, and chest up and hold that chest lift as you go into this double leg stretch. So from here, we take a breath in. We're going to stretch it out. Draw it back in. Nice. We've got 6 and 5. Last 4. 3 more. Last 2. And last 1. Nice. Draw it in, relax down for a second, and then let's do one more exercise here where it's your choice if you want to have the arms down or up with that chest lift. We're going to start with the legs up to the ceiling. I'm going to have my toes pointed again for this one. From here, we're going to lower the legs down to a 45. Bend the knees, pull it in, stretching back up to the ceiling. Lower down, pull it in, up to the ceiling. So it's like you're making circles in a parallel position. And the ball just helps to guide your legs to move together. And you can add the chest lift here, or you can have the arms extended away from the body, changing up the center of gravity a little bit. Let's reverse it. Out, up, in, out, up, in. 6 more. Out, up, in. You can even change it to a Pilates V to get some more inner thigh work for your last 3. 2 more. Last 1. Very good. Take a little pause here. Let's give ourselves a spine twist to the right and then take it over to the left. And then we're going to round up to seated. As we come up to seated, let's go ahead and stretch the legs the width of our mat. We're just going to take that ball into the right hand. You can take your left hand out to the side, or right behind the head is also an option. We're just going to exhale and reach that ball towards our left toes. Restack the spine, come back up to center. We're going to go to the side about 3 times. You can also take that left hand back. Give yourself a little bit more rotation in the spine as you reach that left arm back. Let's do one more to this direction and then we'll take it over to the right. Good. We'll come back to the center. Let's take it over to the other side. We'll reach it away. You have those different options with the arms. Feel a nice stretch in the back of the thigh for these last 2. And last one. Perfect. Come back to center. We're just going to take that ball, place it right at the edge of our mat. Sweep the legs behind. I'm going to have a nice wide stance. Sit my hips all the way back to my heels. Take that ball and just roll it away from my chest for a child's pose. Now you can take that ball, roll it towards the left corner of your mat and sweep your left arm up and under for a twist. We'll come back to the center. Let's take it over to the other side. And then last one to the center. Nice long stretch. And then let's come up to seated, where we can give ourselves some final stretches to finish up class. Now, you can use the ball for these, or you can just get rid of the ball for the remainder of our session here. Now, you can take this ball up overhead. I like to use it just to get a little extra cue or external cue. We're going to exhale, reach the ball up and over to the right. If you don't want to use the ball, you can just use your left hand and place it down to the floor and reach your right arm up and over. Come back to the center. It's going to take a little twist to the right. And then a little twist to the left. And then we'll come back to the center. We can take both arms up overhead. Give ourselves a nice long extension of the spine. And I'm just going to exhale to close the arms out to the hips. And then you are all done. Very good. I hope you enjoyed this workout, and I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's workout. If you enjoyed this or you have been enjoying the challenge so far, please share on social media, tag me so I can see your progress, and we can start to build our community as we grow in our Pilates practice. See you tomorrow.